Hello, today I'm going to show you how you can create your own drone flight using Google Earth Studio. It's pretty quick, you just need to keep two or three things in mind. As an example, I've chosen Venice here with St. Mark's Square and the Grand Canal. And now I'll show you how it works. Yes, and the whole process is actually quite simple. First, we navigate over to Google Earth Studio and start by creating a completely new project. Now let's just click on it and simply go ahead and say, for Venice. Okay, now we have this basic view here, which we're familiar with, or which is provided by Google Earth Studio. Down here, we see the timeline and the various options for how we can influence things. First, we go ahead and say we want to go to Venice, to Italy, into the lagoon. And here we are already. I'll zoom in. That's where we want to go. And from above, you can already see it, the Grand Canal. And what we would really like to do is, well, let's say take a drone or a boat ride from the front all the way through the area, or at least go as far as we possibly can. The first thing we do is decide where we start. We'll start here. Now we have various different ways to adjust this. By simply holding down the left mouse button along with the Alt key on your keyboard, we can easily change the perspective right here. I'll just drag it over here now. And with the mouse's scroll function, you can zoom in. So right now, I'm just looking for a spot where we can start. That means we'll start right here now. We'll go a little deeper. I think that's enough already. Exactly. Perfect. Exactly. Let's start here. Exactly. We'll start from here. Now we'll set all the attributes here, the ones that are specified there by default. We have a visual timeline right here, and by looking at it, we can roughly determine exactly when the next action should take place. I'll say right here at the 60 frame mark, that's where we're going to go now, which means I'll search in here or I'll simply move this. Using the left mouse button, you can click and drag it forward, and you will see it stays at the exact same height. That works perfectly for our needs, and we'll leave it just like that for now. Now, of course, you can adjust every single little detail however you want by simply holding down the Alt key and the left mouse button. I'll just leave it sitting exactly as it is here and say we'll stay with this particular setup for now. So far, so good. Let's set the attributes. Then we move on again and say, let's go to 120. Now we'll go up here to the front. We'll stay here now. Let's go a little bit deeper into this. Everything is looking great so far. And now let's slowly rotate the entire structure around just a bit, exactly like this. It is exactly just like that, you see. So we'll stay like this and bam, the next one. Let's move on a bit again, say let's go here now. And keep going straight ahead. And now, of course, we have even more options that we can adjust, specifically the perspective of the shot. Now, let's say that this looks absolutely perfect to you. Then we will go even deeper into the process again. First, of course, we really need to adjust the timeline settings. So let's go right over here, zoom in a bit more and say, yes, right here is where we want it. Exactly, let's zoom in even more like this to see the detail. And then we will go back into the live view once again. We can leave it right here for now, set the new one right over here in this spot. And how does the overall look of it seem to you now? Let's go back to the start and let the whole thing play through. So now, as you can see, we basically have a complete flight sequence. Canal de Grande. And that is exactly how far we have managed to get so far. As you can see right there it is, and now we have finally arrived here. And now, of course, I can experiment a little bit more by saying I will increase the levels slightly higher here and over here as well. Go ahead and set one and make your way back over here. And now, all right, we'll just get moving along with the process over here. And we just keep going along this path and say to ourselves, now we are just about to make a turn. Right here at this point, I have the specific option to also say, let's go ahead and turn, 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 and then we can head all the way back to where we started. Mark a square. So first over here, that already looks nice. Once again, set the attributes, and now we go in. So into the marketplace. That's where I want to go. Exactly, that's what I want. Get really close in. Yeah, everything seems to be looking really quite good so far. Right, okay. I am all finished up now. Yeah, nothing more. And what does the whole thing look like? Let's go back. There we go. Yeah, it's a bit jerky here now, but that's completely normal. It hasn't actually finished rendering just yet. And let's go ahead and press the play button right here. It really doesn't look all that bad at all anymore now. You get a kind of flight. Exactly, I did that on purpose. Now it goes up. Now it heads towards St. Mark's Square, does a turn and goes down. There we go. And now the whole thing starts over again because I activated a loop here. Not bad at all anymore. And that's exactly how I wanted it. Perfect. Good. So you can also make a few adjustments here now. This is where you can configure and adjust your properties to suit your needs. Go lower, higher, move the camera a bit further, pan it. Just the way you like it best. Want it. But basically, you can just say this is a really awesome thing. I'll do it again in full screen now. And that really looks great. This is just an example. For example, a vacation video, this works perfectly for that, and you can nicely combine it with your own photos and videos. And I have to say, it's really amazing what you can do with Google Studio. So, as I mentioned, you can really experiment here, zoom out even further, and then adjust it exactly as needed. Now, right here, whatever specific attribute you have set, just as I said, it is all completed super quickly. As mentioned, you can nicely integrate this into your videos. And all I can say is use it. And of course, the most important part is coming up now. Now we have the option to say, let's render the whole thing. And here I say, into Ven, which is the abbreviation for Venice. Here, of course, you can still set a few properties. This will now become an MPEG-4 video. You can also specifically define the overall dimensions and several other corresponding settings right here. But we'll just leave them as they are. And simply click Submit. So far, so good. Now it disappears from here. Now we'll be notified by email when the video is finished and we can download it. If you go up here to animations and then to cloud renders, you'll see a menu like this. There you can see exactly how far along your video is. So basically how far Google is right now. I am currently working on rendering it. And once it is completely finished, for example, I will take the city of Rome as an example here. You can already see the Colosseum in miniature on the right. Then you can simply download it, as I said, right here, and then just add it to your video as an MPEG-4. And that's really all there is to it. It's important that you always include the source. So in the end, as you saw below, Google is listed there. So basically, that shouldn't be removed. Otherwise, you might run into legal issues, which you definitely don't want. But as I said, for your videos, your vacation videos, or whatever else, it's excellent. Very usable. Well, that's it again. For a short video showing how you can quickly create a nice animation with Google Earth Studio, not using a preset here, but created manually, a short flight over Venice. So as I said, it's really awesome. Of course, it will look different once it's rendered. So it will naturally be razor sharp, sharper than what you see here in this little thumbnail view. But you can do that quite easily. Just go ahead and start it, like I just said, when you let the whole thing render. So if you really enjoy watching these types of creative videos, quickly putting together and designing a project just like this one, for example, with the advanced features of Google Earth Studio, or if you have any other interesting ideas, please feel free to share your thoughts in my comment section below. Leave your ideas, questions, what other awesome videos could I make? And don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. That also motivates me a bit more to make even more content. I've already made a few more videos also on other topics. Take a look at my channel. All the best to you. See you next time.